Okay, today we're going to talk about subject-verb agreement when you have compound predicates in your sentences. So we've learned about compound subjects and how you need to have verb agreement there. If you have a plural subject, you need to have a plural verb. If you have a singular subject, you need to have a singular verb. And that's exactly what this says up here. Let me grab the highlighter. And let's read the rule box together. This is the rule box from your worksheet. Okay, verbs and combined verb sentences must agree with their subjects. So you must have subject-verb agreement. Subjects and verbs must agree with one another in number. So if a subject is singular, the verb must be singular. If a subject is plural, its verb must also be plural. Okay, now we learned that when you have a singular subject like dog, the verb usually has an S on the end, an S or an ES. So like dog barks, singular subject, singular verb. The S goes on the verb. Okay, if you have a plural subject like dogs, dogs bark, the S is on dogs, not on bark. Now, not all verbs get the S when they're singular, just like not all subjects get an S, like mouse becomes mice. Mouse runs, mice run. So let's look at these two sentences that I've written here. These are not the same sentences that are on your worksheet. These are two different sentences, but we're going to talk about subject-verb agreement. So Ted and Nancy write or writes and read or reads their story. Now, both verbs need to agree with my subject. My subject is plural because I have two people. Some of you got this wrong on a worksheet when we were just doing one verb. You would see Nancy and you'd say Nancy writes, but it's Ted and Nancy. There are two people here. Okay, so I have two people. So that would be like they. They write. Okay, so the verb that agrees with Ted and Nancy write, plural subject, plural verb, no S on the verb. Okay, so they write and read their stories. Okay, so we have a plural subject, no S on my verbs. Okay, the wind is one thing because it's not countable. So it's considered singular. So the wind blows, like the dog barks, the wind blows and howls through the trees. Now on your worksheet, you are going to be choosing the correct verb and then typing the sentence correctly. I'm not going to take time to type here, but I would type Ted and Nancy write and read their stories, period. Capital names have to be capitalized. Beginning of the sentence has to be capitalized. You need your end mark. You are not going to type the slash and the parentheses. You're just going to type the word that you chose for each sentence. Okay, so that is how you do subject-verb agreement when you have compound predicates.